All you, pal.
Is it?
Yeah, it's all you, man.
All right, I see that it's live. What's going on, 239 Hockey? This is Hale Poner coming at you with our Thursday Throwdown. We've got a very small show tonight, both in the terms of the amount of guests that we normally have, and we're probably going to be running a little bit short on this one. Both me and Ryan have series tonight, so we're going to get through this quick. We got playoffs. It's a big week. First round of the playoffs. Today, they actually announced a couple of captains. Wasn't really made a big thing of, but it's on the master sheet. Anybody can go in there and look at it. It is there. There's a couple of captains that have been announced. There will likely be more announced as we get more signups. So keep an eye out on that. That's a little bit different than what we've done before. But let's get this started. Let's pass it on. Ryan, how you doing tonight? You got a big series.
Yeah, big series tonight. I got the squad prepping for it mentally. I got my kids in the background just making all sorts of racket. Tonight is going to be energetic. I know that last night we saw the departure of one of the great teams in this league by none other than the Invisible Man himself, X Daily.
Hey man, post-series emo is a real thing, and we're witnessing the results of that currently.
Cortez, you got a hand in that series last night, didn't you? Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about that.
What's going on, everybody? I'm glad to be here. I mean, so last night we had the non-Kane Centrals taking up against the We Give 60 team. The series was 3-1 going into night number 2, and just the first game of the night, we took it. We easily took it and we won. The series overall was more of, I think everybody would kind of agree with this. Maybe someone not on, or maybe someone on We Give 60 might not. I think us as non-Kane Centrals, we dominated all 5 of the games we played, whether it was time on attack, whether it was shots or anything like that. And I think Daly and Odd Guy and Hugh having that triangle of defense really helped them out. They were all really 1-goal games, unless other than the last game we won 3-1. So, I mean, it was a great series to have for us moving into round number 2 because it was playing one of the greater defensive teams in the league. So now we either get another great defensive team with Knights of the Frozen Throne, or is it Chili Con Carnage? Is that who it? Trying to think so Pox's team, or if Netflix and Shell comes back and sweeps, or reverse sweeps the Swift Pups, then we play Imagination Land, I think. So I mean, it was a great start for us either way, but that's my place on it.
Yeah, I mean, let's jump right into it. Non-Kane Centrals and We Give 60 ended. Daly's team just couldn't score, man. I mean, you had 3 games. I think they only scored 1 goal.
Yep.
And you're just not going to win games like that. It's just not going to happen. 2-1 wins. I mean, that's how they got through all season as well. So I guess that's what they were shooting for. But end of the day, like you can't just come in and try and score 1 goal and hold on. My team is another one that tried to do that as well, and it's hard. And it's hard to play like that consistently. Daly's team struggled a little bit down the stretch. They dropped some series. And I think you kind of could have saw that one coming a little bit.
We were scared for them. We were kind of intimidated going into the series because we got swept by them just like 2 weeks ago. But we knew it wasn't because of their talent or their skill, and that's no diss to any of them. We played ourselves in that series. I was actually back in net. Our team wasn't cycling the puck well. I wasn't making the saves that I needed to save. It was a very off series for us. So we were a little intimidated going into the series. But anyway, I'll let you continue.
Yeah, no, I was just going to introduce our 4th host that decided to join in there. Cosmic, your mic's muted. How you doing over there, man?
I got it. We're good. I'm here, I think, hopefully. I don't know. Yeah. The link didn't work like 10 times, and I clicked on it. And finally, it just gave me like some oddball. It just popped them to like 12 like Safari tabs, and then finally I'm here. So don't worry about it.
I'm not used to being the one that invites the people to the show.
Ability, you got any thoughts on We Give 60 versus non-Kane Centrals?
Yeah, absolute scrub fest. I mean, what happens here? We get it talked up. It is the We Give 60. We're supposed to give 60, right? Like that's what we. Where was it? You guys gave 5. You only gave 5. You needed 60. 5 was what you gave. That was the 1 goal you scored in those couple of games, and like they said, man, that just that wasn't getting it done. Not against the DMAR team, but you know what I meant there. It's just not going to happen. So I don't know, man. I expected this to be a drawn out type of series, and that just wasn't what we got here. DMART, I think he himself has just been, he's been killing it left and right, and everything he's doing, everything he's touching, including the puck. And that proved to be the case in this series. So I got to hear a few comments from the We Give 60, one or two of their guys, and they just didn't have it. That was what it boiled down to. They had been playing pretty good throughout the season, but in this particular series, it just wasn't happening for them. So I really don't know what to say past that, other than Daly, man, I keep waiting to face you in the playoffs, bro. It's just not happening yet.
So Cortez, I thought I saw you guys made a little bit of a lineup change going into the series. I don't think that you played with that lineup in the series before going into the playoffs.
We didn't.
I think Ian Berean was on D for the majority of the season, and you were in net. And in the series, you came out, you played in center. They put Legion in net, and C-Dub moved back from center to D. That looks like a really strong defensive pairing between him and Dunn. What was the prompting to change that? What made that happen?
Well, so we went into the series because when we last played them in the last few series of the season for us, our offensive unit wasn't putting the puck in the net. It wasn't so much they weren't working together and everything. They just weren't putting the puck in the net. And we knew going to play We Give 60s, we needed to put the puck in the net because they were a very defensive team. And like we said in the beginning, whoever scored the first goal was probably going to win the game because of for obvious reasons. So Dub put himself back at lefty. I went up to center, and I worked on the right side a lot with Dan, and Dan would work with me, and then we'd fill in Nick where we could fill him in, and we'd hit Dub back out on the point or Dunner, and it worked really well. We had a lot more offensive presence, especially because we could utilize our defense a little bit more without a little bit of a scare in some places. And Legion even played out of his mind. He made some great saves, kept us in some games. I think overall we did it because we needed more of an offensive presence while also having a strong D-core. So the triangle of defense with myself, Dub, and Dunner was working perfect, along with Dan and Nick playing their spots. So we wanted to give it a shot. So we played some practice games before the series, and it worked really well. And we rolled with it moving forward because we knew that their team didn't have a lot of offensive presence. So it wasn't a lot of stress on Legion and net, and I could utilize maybe a little bit more of my talents to get out of the net and help out a little bit with some stuff.
Whoa, let's be clear here. Okay?
Not talent, just kind of like my thumb.
Let's just sum this up real quick, okay? 3 of these games were 2-1 games, all right? Neither one of these teams has shit for offense. One of you guys had to win the damn thing. You guys pulled it out. Good job.
I don't like the comment shit for offense because, you got 2 very defensive teams playing against each other with, good offenses for both. You also got one of the top goalies in the league in one net, and then you got Legion who's played not even half a season back in our net. So, I would expect the same type of series if we played you guys. So I think I wouldn't even say it like that. I think it's 2 different of a different kind of series.
Just going back on mute.
Do you expect that that's going to be a change moving forward? Or are you going to stick with that lineup? Or
it depends on the team we draw. We'll adjust to the team that we get. We have a few lineup ideas that we have right now, but we're not sure exactly which one we'll go with. It depends on the team we get.
Fair enough. Let's move right along. There's another series that is over already. Imagination Land, number 7 seed, swept from the number 2 seed, dropped past Murphy's. There was a lot of post-series emo in the chat box after that one. As you can imagine, when a number 2 seed gets swept out of the first round. What did you guys think? Who watched the series? Who saw anything from it? Was it a surprise?
Ability, go ahead.
Yeah, so I didn't watch this series, and you know what? I wanted to really just break it down. I wanted to go through some stats, throw some names out there, give props where props is due. I'm going to kind of do that, but here's the deal. The drop past Murphy's, even in defeat, can't suck it up for 15 minutes to put their stats in. So that's not happening, right? After all the talks we've had throughout the captain's chat this season. But what I can tell you is that I remember having a conversation with the next Daily when he said Imagination Land just wasn't going to get there. They weren't even going to make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they sweep their first round in the playoffs. So there's that. And I give props where props are due, man. These guys, I can almost just sense that, they had what it took all damn season and just didn't fucking employ it. And now it's happening. And we touched on it last week, saying that, they could be that team that upsets and does some crazy stuff here, mixes it up in the playoffs. And that's what's happening. And it might happen again and again. So this is a team to watch out for now. They're bringing the heat. They're scoring the goals. They just took down one of the top teams from the season. So, yeah, props to Imagination Land. You guys went out there and kicked some ass. Well done.
Now, they're another team that made an adjustment going into the playoffs. I believe that they ran a lineup out that they haven't used at all in the entire season. Johnny Blaze was out. Josto said, nope, you're not playing D today. Josto took Johnny Blaze's D spot on right D and put himself there, paired with McGilla. Hollywood Bob came in and took Josto's spot at left wing. And you had Brick and Figo obviously up front as well. I mean, Brick City is one of those guys, man. I said it last season. I said it the season prior. His biggest thing, his best attribute in a party is probably his ability to make adjustments off the fly. He's somebody that can just look at a team, look at what's happening between these two teams, and just find a weakness and find a way to exploit that. And it's hard to recover against something like that. It's hard to change the way that you're playing and to come back. Drop Pass Murphys did try to make an adjustment mid-series. BBX was taken out. The Demented Spud got put in. I'm sure that there was a little bit of drama there. I don't know exactly what happened between all that. Saney, Roger, one of their part-time players, didn't play a single game in the entire 4 games. That's the fight of having 2 part-time players in your lineup. I think that's just like a unviable way to make a playoff team that's going to take it deep, because you can't put your full lineup out and when you need them to be there. Cosmic, any thoughts on the series at all? You played with Brick and before. Any thoughts on either team?
I called it on 239 tonight. Everyone was saying that Drop Pass is going to take this one for sure, and I told them, like, hey, Brick's the person that can change a playoff series all on his own, and with Figo, that makes it 2 times better. And I called it. Like I said, they're going to probably, if not sweep, probably get him in 5 games, and that's, I know, what else is there to it? I mean, Brick's just something on his own. I think Drop Pass Murphys has a really strong team game, which is good, but I think Brick is really good at figuring out, like you said, he's really good at picking apart and what they're doing wrong and what they're doing right and how to counter that. And I'm sure that's what happened in the party. Therefore, they sweep the first night. So,
Cortez, thoughts?
I was with Cosmic on this one on 239 tonight. We actually both called and said Imagination Land takes a series. Like you guys both said, Brick's an important aspect to any team he's on. Regardless of ego or anything like it, because I do like Brick. He's very talented at the game, and he can adjust so quickly and easily in this game. And I like that lineup change by Josto. I like him putting himself back on defense and kind of giving it a different, fresh look. And it must have worked. I mean, 4-game sweep over the number 2 team in the league for this season. It's unreal. Like, congratulations to them. That's awesome to see them take the sweep. I mean, they're not a team to mess with. SO even called it.
I think that is officially the lowest seeded team that we've had sweep somebody in the playoffs in any of our playoffs since 239 started. I don't think we've had anybody lower than that do that. So congrats to the Imagination Land guys. Good luck in round 2. We've got 2 series going on tonight. Obviously, both me and Ryan are going to be playing tonight. Let's start off with mine first, I guess. Netflix and Shell, the number 8 seed, taking on Swift Pups. That's No Regretski's number 1 seed. We're down 3-0 in the series. It was a heartbreaking couple of losses there for my Netflix and Shell squad, man. We had the lead in the first game with 5 minutes left and lost in regulation. And then we had the lead in game 2 with 7 seconds left in the game and then lost in overtime. So that was a little bit of a killer for my team there. Both, I think it was a 3-2 loss and a 3-2 loss. I think we were up 2-1 in both those games. It's disappointing. We got ahead on them early and were able to hold on to that lead for a long time and just weren't able to close it out. We got in some penalty trouble in game 2. Game 3, it felt like it was pretty much all Swift Pups. We didn't really have an answer for them in that. It was a 3-1 game, so it wasn't like we got completely dominated on the scoreboard. But Swift Pups really turned it on for that game. Wynisimov is my MVP for that series for me. He's a guy, he showed up big. I think he scored 5 goals in the first 2 games. Regretsky's had 1 point in the first 2 games. So, you know, Regretsky squad stepped it up. They made it happen. Cosmic, any thoughts on Netflix and Chill versus Swift Pups? Did you watch it?
I did watch bits and parts of it. I was playing Sixes at the time, but I think it's gonna take I don't know. I think Netflix and Chill is gonna have to score a little bit more. I mean, obviously, you held them. You had a lead in one of the 3 games. I'm pretty sure it was like a 2-goal lead. But I don't know. I think just at the final seconds, instead of going for like big offensive plays and maybe more insurance, maybe just making sure you lock down on D and no easy lanes to the net, and just allow Limer to see the puck and save the puck and make them take like bad opportunities on net instead of letting them drive to the net and scoring and all that. So I don't know. I didn't really like analyze on how they scored or really pay all that much attention, but I think if I had to take a guess, like just keep them out in the final minutes of the game and don't allow them anything to come back, and you're looking good. But other than that, I think it's gonna take a miracle since they're down 3-0. They're gonna have to win all 4 tonight, and against the first seed, I don't see it happening personally. But I'm rooting for you guys though.
Hey, how about you, Cortez? What you got, man?
I watched all 3 games. I believe I was actually playing Sixes with Cosmic as well, but I was playing in net so I could watch them. I saw that your team had the lead. Was it only 2 out of the 3 games you guys had the lead, or was it all 3? Because I think I missed the first game. It might have been.
No, the first 2 games we had the lead for pretty much the whole game until the last period. The 3rd game, I don't think we ever had the lead in the 3rd game.
Okay, so I know in the first 2 games I saw that you had the lead, and one thing I've always liked about watching your streams when you go live for your series is that normally you have your voice on, and I can hear you talking to your team, and you can kind of tell them like, "Hey guys, we need to keep collected, no penalties and stuff like that." And I think you hit the nail on the head that penalties kind of hurt, and a little bit of scrambling towards the end of the period with kind of like some anxious / nervous kind of shit going on. They're a rough team, and I mean I saw them score that goal with 7 seconds left coming from the corner. And that's rough. Like it's hard that it goes in and you're like, shit. And everything within you kind of just drops out of you when they score that much time left and you go into overtime and then you get another like goal scored on you to lose the game. It hurts you and it brings down your morale, and it's going to be a hard chance to bounce back. But I mean, 2 out of the 3 games you guys played, you had the lead, you had a chance to win. The series could be 2-1. I mean, you guys have a chance. There's 4 games tonight. Anything can happen anyway. Watch can have an off night. Brian could still be held scoreless or to a low amount of points. When Isimov could not have as strong of a game. SO, same thing, like anybody on that team. Or likewise, your team could not have it maybe tonight. I think you guys go out and play your game, and I think you were right that your team didn't get enough credit where it's due. I mean, 2 out of the 3 games, you guys held the lead against the Swift Pups. It's just the ending shit that happens to any team. I think you guys can obviously come out and do it. You got it from the minute 1 being there. You got to be that captain and just make sure your team keeps their head in it. And go from there.
Ability, thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts are this, okay? You won the championship a couple seasons ago.
I did.
All right? Daly won it a couple seasons ago.
Yeah.
I won it last season. So we got a throwdown thing going on there. We're trying to keep trending here. I don't care if your team's down 3-0 in the series. What I'm saying here is you rally up those troops. You say whatever you got. You give them the greatest fucking epic coaching comeback speech ever. And you get your ass back in this series because I need you, buddy, okay? I'm going up against – we're tied in our series 2-2. I need you to be there with me. One of us has got to take this puppy for the next season. And it's beautiful, isn't it? I know you guys want this shit. I know Regretsky's is trying to get his paws on it, and I ain't gonna have no dog paws on my fucking belt, okay? So I think that Netflix and chill is gonna rebound here. I don't see this being we're gonna jump in here and just let's get it over with. No, that's not gonna fucking happen. They're gonna attack those fucking pups, give them a few kicks. I don't care if you're with Peter or not. This is the way it's going down, and they're gonna get their ass back in this series. That's the way it's gonna go. I think Pale. I think your team has the offensive firepower to really make it difficult on Watch Your Back, a.k.a. Holtby, a.k.a. Futanari Princess. I think you guys can throw enough shots on him to get that, to get a win or two and really put the pressure back on them. And if that happens, watch out, because who knows how that's going to, how they're going to respond to it. You guys could really find yourselves having a sweep tonight, to finish this out. I think that's possible. But, man, it's going to take a little bit of your team getting a fire up under their ass and fucking shooting the puck. Shoot it all over the place on him. I swear to God. Just fucking put it in the net.
Man. We're gonna see what we can do tonight. We're going into it. We're gonna try and make things happen. But it is what it is. Cards will be how they are played. Last series I think we got left is your series, Ryan, against Pogs. It's Knights of the Frozen Throne versus Chili Con Carnage. It's 2-2 series, correct? So big series tonight. It's basically a 3-game series. Whoever can take 2 games is in. And I watched. I think one of the games. Was one of them like a 6-5 win or something like that.
7-2. Oh, we had a 5-4. They beat us in one game, 5-4, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. I watched it, and that was the kind of game that I thought I was going to see out of those 2 teams. I think they're 2 of the best offensive teams that we have in the league. Both of those teams, when we played them, reminded me of each other with their forechecks. I think that they came in on the forecheck and they were hard to beat on both teams, and I thought it was going to be a really good matchup, and it has turned out to be so. Cortez, Chili Con Carnage, Knights of the Frozen Thrones. What do you got on those 2?
Let me ask this real quickly. So it was a 5-4 win for Chili that game. I know the 2 games you guys won, they were like blowouts, like 6-1 and then like 8-2, something like that. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, we had 8-2 and a 5-2. Those were the 2.
Okay. And then what was the other game they won? I know 5-4, and what was the other one?
They won one 2-1 and 6-5. It was 6-5, not 5-4.
So it seems to be. I know Cosmic's talked about it multiple times at a party with me and on the show. I think when you guys have your offense figured out, there's no stopping your team, because defensively, you have one of the best defensive pairs back there. You have a championship goalie. You have a Rocket Richard winner up in front. Then you have a runner-up Rocket Richard guy at right wing now. And then you got Agent. And, and basically, you guys have what it takes. I think this series should be over easily in 2 games. But, of course, Chili's a good team, and they could bring it. I think if you guys get your offense figured out the first game of the night, I think you guys take the series. If not, I think it's going to be a struggle, and it could go either way at that point. So,
Cosmic, what you got, man? What you think about these 2 teams?
Hey, man. I still haven't scored a goal yet. I mean, you can call me a Rocket Richard winner, but I still haven't put the puck in the back of the net. I mean, I have a couple of assists that I just, right stick up nation. Just give it to Jelly one-timer, Agent one-timer. I mean, that's all I really got on my play. I mean, I switched to Grinder just so I can try and maybe surprise me and Pogs off the puck a little bit, because they all play big builds and my playmaker isn't really going to do anything. I mean, they're going to tap them a little bit. They're just going to drive to the front of the net and probably pass it through Abilities 5-hole, but we won't talk about that. But, I mean, I don't know. We're just going to have to keep up our game. I think we started really figuring out what they did and how to counter it towards the end, and if we can just keep that going, I think we're gonna win the series probably in the first 2 games. But
sorry about that. Yeah, I wanted to ask you. So, there's been a big deal kind of made about Chili Con Carnage, and their forwards all play pretty big. They've got grinders and power forwards and stuff up front. I feel like the last couple of seasons in the ASHL, the meta, if that's what you want to call it, has been smaller builds, playing with the playmaker, dangler, sniper, that. Maybe even the 2-way forward. Do you think like something in 2018 has changed that? Has made those bigger builds viable? Has made them a better option?
I think for this year, there's a big thing on if you play power forward, a playmaker's not just going to nudge you off the puck just because you walk in front of them. It's going to take like a clean, like probably a couple of strides in order for them to hit you, in order for you to lose the puck. And otherwise, you're just going to breeze right by them and just find your way to the front of the net. It's going to take a defenseman, like a two-way or a defensive D, force or D, just to hit you off the puck. I mean, that's the really, like, if that's your style of play, getting to the front of the net, holding A, doing that puck protection, trying to find your lane, that's the style for you. I mean, it's going to be hard for the smaller builds that everyone likes to play, that maybe you like to dangle a little bit more or you want the speed to get around the defenseman. That's personally what I do. I just adjust it to the grinder just so I can help out on defense a little bit. That's probably still why I'm goalless, but I don't know. But yeah, definitely if you're like that grinder, like in NHL 17, the grinder build was kind of like, it was really good if you played that style. Like you can, like, the shot accuracy wasn't bad, even though it says it was bad. It was probably the fastest build in the game, I think. I mean, playmaker was probably up there with them and probably a little bit more agile, but straight line speed grinder can really keep up with you. And the fact that they can nudge people off the puck, I mean, like, it's just all around pretty good. It's just the only thing is dangling, but keeping it simple in NHL 17 wasn't hard. But now with all the crazy dangles, people like to play playmaker and stuff. So that's personally what I do. But
ability, you got 3 games left between Knights of the Frozen Throne and Chilicon Carnage. What do you think is going to happen, man? What do you got going on?
I predict lots of passing the puck into my net. No,
lots of that.
By your own team or somebody else?
No, by them. Yeah. They had some good things going in our series, and I liked that they utilized everything they had against us. Because I'll tell you what, that's the type of stuff that you almost want to face. Like, don't get me wrong, if I was sitting down here right now and it was 3-1, or if we only played 3 and it was 3-0, I would be livid. Okay. But my team rebounded from this. We come up with a couple ideas, and they've been paying off to stop some of that craziness from happening. But they got some good greasers on us, man. I mean, to the point where I messaged Pogs and I was like, dude, what's up with the grease? Like, was this a plan? Because it was intentional. It wasn't like accidental passing towards my net. It was like, let's see how fast we can pass it to him. And my goalie just couldn't. I was butterflied. I just couldn't stop it right through my 5-hole. So, but these guys had some good plays too. I'm not going to discredit that. They're working it the best they can, and they're strategizing against us the best they can. And this series really is, in the first 4 games, it's been a fight, and it's going to continue to be a fight tonight. So I have no real prediction on how this is going to go. I think that we're going to see a little bit more of what we've probably seen, and that's just everybody doing whatever they can to put the puck in the back of the net. And meanwhile, I'm just going to be drinking beer and eating chocolates, and I'm going to try and hit the thumbstick one way or another and hope I save something. I called into support. I thought about contacting Dr. Phil because I needed some psyche work just to make sure I wasn't losing my shit, because I got so many pucks just flying at me left and right. But I have faith tonight, man. My team's been playing well. I think that they're going to come through for me. I'm expecting Cosmic Fade to put up 3 goals.
3 about that.
3, buddy. I think you're going to get 2 deflections, and you're just going to slap one right in somewhere. It's going to happen. But
I'll try.
Grinder bill or not. But, man, I give mad props to Agent and OP Jelly, man. They stepped up, too. The Muffin Man himself, Drug Monkey, he had one hell of a fucking shot. He slapped one in. It was beautiful. And those guys got a couple good one-times on us. So, man, it's going to be a hard-fought series. I really think that whatever team pulls this out tonight in this series, they deserve it, whether it be them or us, because they've utilized, like I said, everything they could against us, and we're trying to combat it the best we can. So it's going to be a good one.
All right, guys. So go ahead, Cortez. What you got?
What are your thoughts, Pale? I know you haven't really had a chance to speak up a lot. So
yeah, I mean, Chilicon Carnage, like I said, I really expected this one to be the dogfight between all the series that were happening. I really liked this matchup. I thought it was 2 high octane teams going at each other, and I was I was excited to see how they would do. I think they're both teams that normally dominate possession of the puck. They're both teams that like to have the puck on the stick in the offensive zone, and I wanted to see how that would play out, and it's played out pretty much exactly as I expected it to be. It's a really even series. Guys are going back and forth, and there's a couple of high-scoring goals and games in there. So yeah, I mean that's really just my take on that. I really enjoyed watching the games that I got to watch between them. I think there's a couple going on at the same time, so I was bouncing between them. But yeah, it was a good couple of games to watch. But anyway, getting off the playoff wagon, that's gonna wrap it up for what we got for the first round. There was other news that came out today as well. It was either Yambag or Hugh Laurie, I'm not sure which, updated the master sheet to reflect who is going to be captain heading into season 7 for the amount of players that we have signed up currently. These are the guys that are locked in for it going into season 7. We've got 3 new captains so far this season, and 8 guys returning. A couple that took a season or 2 off that haven't captained in a couple of the seasons. If somebody has that list in front of them, go ahead and read off those names, because I do not.
I can get it up in like 3 seconds.
I have it right here if you want. I'll read it off here.
Go ahead.
Okay, so far we have A9 it. That's my guy. He's captaining. Dmart, Esoteric, Kinky PB, Mac North, No Regretskis, Pogs, CW21, Thamps, Tom for the win, and Yambag. And then there's 3 more spots left. I'm assuming there's 3 TBDs. So
that's if enough signups happen.
Yeah. I mean, it might be 3. It could be 4 or 5. It depends on how many people sign up. I feel like we've gotten a lot of signups really quickly compared to the last couple of seasons. A lot of people wait and see, when the draft pool is going to close to come in and sign up like last minute for whatever reason. But yeah, I mean, we've got enough for 11 teams right now, and those are the 11 guys that we have selected so far. The new names is going to be Thamps. He's not a new name to the league. He's been in the league for a long time. Who else? We got Tom FTW. Top end center, man. He's been in the league for 2 seasons now. He's, out there. He's wanting to captain and throw his name in the mix. He's going to be doing it. And last but not least is going to be Kinky PB. She's one of the more active people that we have on the forum. She's been doing a great job with some media stuff, and she's going to get her shot to captain next season as well. Any thoughts on any of that, guys? Anybody got anything for that, or
Yeah, I got some stuff here. So Agent, man, he's gonna go back into the ropes. He's gonna try and fight it out again. Hopefully won't push the start button too many times, but that's gonna be something. DMart, boy, he is going up. This is a possible season. Just looking at captain's names, where I think DMart might be able to edge out another title here. Okay, just because I got this feeling. But then you got Esoteric. Now this guy, holy cow! I didn't even know he had any interest in captain anymore. I barely see the guy even online. Always offline. Always in private parties. Never see the guy. Never hear from the guy. Boom! He's going to be a captain. All of a sudden, he's going to have to talk to people. I wonder if he drafts anybody but his friends. We'll see. Stay tuned. Kinky has done a lot. She's made her presence known in this league, and she's been, by my standards, she's been pretty damn awesome. So this is cool, getting to see her get a nod here for the captain. How's she going to do with it? Probably not well. I can see a Dom Silva sort of thing happening here. I think she's going to choke it out, probably pick a lot of friends, and it's not going to go well. Sorry. But see, when I say that, okay, I know there's some laughs and some chirps, but when I say that, it gets taken to heart. And then what ends up happening is try-hard mode. And try-hard mode pays dividends, folks, unless you're on We Give 60 and you only give 5. But then, Mac North.
I just loved it because it's just the first day since she's been announced, and you're like, yeah, she's probably going to do this, do that.
No, man, I keep it real. I say what I have to say to motivate people. Mac North. Mac North is an awesome dude, someone that I haven't even got a chance to get to know as much as I'd like. But I've got faith in Mac North. He's a fantastic player. And the team he puts together is probably going to be a competitive team, and probably right up there in one of the top notches. Now, no Regretsky, he shouldn't get another chance to captain again. I see what he's doing with the Swift Pups. He's doing too good of a job. Let's cut this guy out. He might run away with it. He's going to give DMart a fight for his money. He's going to bury Esoteric under the table. It's a shame those two aren't going to be on the same team again. Thamps, I don't know. I don't know what Thamps is going to do. but I know that this guy can play, and he likes to bury the puck. So if I could see a team he drafts being an offensive powerhouse. I'm excited to see how he drafts, to be honest with you. You know, Tom for the win. That's my boy. Tom. Now he got bowed out of the playoffs a little early this season, and that's a shame. But I think that probably lights the fire up under the ass for him to do well in this draft. And he's spent some time getting to play around in a bunch of Sixers games. He knows a lot of the people in the league now, so I think that's going to be a benefit to him going into his first year being a captain. And we all already know he can play center. So if he surrounds himself with good forwards too, that's another team you're gonna have to watch out for. Yambag, holy cow! I didn't see Dom Silva's name. It's not on here for the captains. Uh-oh. So I think Yam takes Dom first round, and we'll just see how that goes.
Absolutely. I think that happens as well. I think you can lock it in. That's just guaranteed. Dom Silva's going to Yambag. All right. Listen, Cortez, any thoughts on any of the new captains? I forgot to mention Mac North is also somebody that's brand new is going to be captaining. And, again, he's another guy I think is going to do a great job as well.
Yeah, shout out to Mac North. I'm digging it. I like it. I like all the captains so far. Don't draft me, Em. And, yeah, that's basically it from that. I think it's a cool – it's awesome to see it. And I'm excited for the next season, but we got to finish out this one first. So, yeah.
Cosmic thoughts at all?
I don't know. It's there's a lot of good names up here, which again keeps the parity up, and that's what the league really strives for. But I mean, Tom, I didn't really know he'd go for captain. I thought he'd always go as a player, but that's really exciting to see. I know he referred one or two people, so that might be a reasoning. But I'm excited to see how Kinky does. I don't know what she'd go for. Like, I don't know who she'd draft. Maybe shotgun first round. That'd be hilarious. But
shotgun, you're starting center next season. He's gonna win. He's winning. He's getting the MVP.
Art Ross.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right. Well, I think that's all that we got tonight, guys. We said that it would be a short show. I know me and Ryan are both wanting to get off and get practicing with their teams for these series. So that's going to wrap it up. We got our first round through and through. We finished up the first round tonight, and next week is going to be on to round 2, semifinals, 4 teams left. So let's go around the horn real quick. Anybody got anything left to go? Let's start with Cosmic. What you got? Head us off.
I don't know. Hopefully I score a goal tonight. I mean, it's probably unlikely, but who knows? Maybe I can find my way. I don't know. It should be interesting. I'm hoping we pull it out in the first 2. I really don't want to go to a game 7, but
listen, man, you can't put it all on Jelly's shoulders. You can't carry it.
Ooh.
Wow.
Open up the backpack, Cosmic. Come on.
I know. He's down there in my backpack somewhere. I don't know where it is. I have to go find him. It's all right, though. I mean, A9 is just there, push up, right stick, and that's how we do it. But it's all about defense. That's really what we have to focus on tonight. And if ability doesn't get passed through, I mean, it's all cool. We win.
All right, let's send it on over. Cortez, what you got for us?
Thanks for allowing me to be on the show, and thank you guys for hosting the show. And that's really about it. Congratulations to Imagination Land. Good job to my guys, and good luck to everybody playing tonight. Can't wait to see who's going on to round number 2.
Thanks for being here, buddy. We appreciate it. I know you had some important stuff going on that you had to skip
No
out
problem.
on a little bit.
No problem. I don't mind. Hey, listen, it's for the league matters, man. I'll do what I can.
And Ability, how you doing, man? What you got going on in the series tonight?
Yeah, so I want to give mad props to the captains, all the captains this season, with the exception of 1 or 2. I think that you guys, man, you did a hell of a job. This has been a great season. Even the teams that struggled stuck in there and finished it out and did it in style. So I think that we had a really terrific season. It's interesting to see how the start of this playoffs has already unfolded. I think I don't know what to make of their, not being a daily team. What's going on there, man? Man, get it together. But
he told me he's taking a season off defense too. He said he's just going to put.
Oh yeah, he signed up as forward only, by the way.
Yeah, well, you know what? I like to be a front runner in that when all of a sudden abandon net and go left wing or whatever. But hey, everyone that's left in here, this is going to be a fight. You got to grind it out. That goes for all you players. Doesn't matter what your series is sitting at right now. Grind it out every single game. You can win every single game. You just got to play tough. So I hope that continues. I hope we have a really good night tonight. And man, congratulations to all the captains that were announced. Do well. Draft good. Thanks.
Yeah, man. This is going to be it for Thursday Throwdown. Netflix and Chell is going to come out. We're going to grind it out. We're going to see what we can do tonight to make it a little bit more difficult than we thought it was going to be. But, you know, here it is. Thursday Throwdown. Signing off. Peace out.
Wait.